Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 8G. Myself, Richa Shah, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 9th International Congress on Information and Communication Technology, ICICT 2024, London, UK. The ninth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was organized in London, UK on 19th and 20th February 2024, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 21st and 22nd of February 2024. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have six presentations. Each presenter will be given 12 minutes each for the presentations and 2 minutes for question and answers. On 10 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to our session chairs. Dr. Radha Yankikar, she is currently an associate professor at the Department of CSE Artificial Intelligence at Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology, Pune. She has published more than 30 research articles in reputed journals with SCIE, Web of Science, Corpus Indexing. She has also published many book chapters and patents. Her research interests include data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and parallel computing. Our second session chair is Dr. Vivek Tiwari. He is an associate professor of computer science and engineering at International Institute of Information Technology, IIIT-NR, Naya Raipur. His research interests include data mining, warehousing, pattern mining and warehousing, data analytics, pattern retrieval and presentation, uh, machine learning, and big data. Welcome, ma'am and sir, to this session. Now we'd like to start with the presentations for today. So firstly, I'd like to call ma'am for the paper titled Bibliometric Analysis of Techno-Stress in Academic Environments, Exploring Trends in Identifying Knowledge Gaps. Ma'am, you may please start with the presentation.
Yes, I have to share my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see this? Yes, I think.
Yes,
but
ma'am, it's visible.
But I don't have the opportunity to do the presentation. I have to interrupt and do another time. So. Okay. Okay, now it's better. Okay. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. I want to introduce myself. I am Roberto Pedisano, researcher in organizational management at the University of Naples Partenope. Today, I am presenting the research conducted by me and my colleague from the department, which focus on a bibliometric analysis of technostress in academic environment and exploring trend and identify knowledge gaps. So today the discussion will focus on the following items: research time, literature review, research method, result, and conclusion. The focus of the research is the technostress, so the strain and the pressure people feel due to the use of information technology, so also laptop, iPhone, and so on. So it's a phenomenon, the technostress, with the serious implication in academic and professional context, significantly influencing productivity and overall well-being. So the research that we present, that I present and I did with my colleague, is a comprehensive overview of the current literature on technostress, with a specific focus on its manifestation in the university location. Before we start with a systematic literature review, and the study aspiration is identify the tendencies, challenge, and occasion related to technostress in the academic setting. The finding of our research represent a significant contribution to our understanding of the phenomenon of the technostress in this specific setting, and offer also insight to inform and guide future intervention and management strategy, and improve the future of work in the academic life. So the research is provide a comprehensive overview of the current literature in technostress, and the study aim to identify all the tendencies in challenges, and the finding of this research contribute significantly to the understanding of the phenomenon. The rapid evolution of technostress has led to a significant global challenge, with an increasingly important role played by the internet. This transformation has generated the development of new skills in both educational but also in the professional context. So technology offers numerous advantages, such as improving productivity, access to data, and also flexible work option, and challenge for employees. These challenges include extended working hours or difficulty in maintaining a work-life balance, and the complexity of involving technology, which can contribute to stress and also to healthy problems on employees that have to work with technologies. So the term technostress can sum all these problems. So the term was coined by Broad in 1984 and refer to the modern adaptation caused by the inability due to the cope with the new information technology. Other research has expanded this concept and highlight the negative effect of technological stress. So technostress is various factors such as technology-related workload, constant connectivity blurring the boundary between work and also personal life, and interruption caused by technology. This factor have negative consequences in academic and professional setting, including decreasing in the productivity, increasing the anxiety and depression, and a high rate of burnout in people. So additional elements such as technological overload or technological invasion, technological complexity, technological insecurity contribute also to technostress. For example, technological overload refers to managing multiple streams of information simultaneously, while technological invasion related to the flexibility of technology that enrich on personal time. In academic environment, that is the setting that we studied, technology plays a crucial role in automating processes, improving also teaching and learning experience, and streamlining administrative tasks. So, the widespread use of technology in academia also increase the likelihood of technostress among not only among students, but also among staff. Despite the benefits of technology, there is a growing interest in understanding also the negative impact on users, particularly in the university environment. So the aim of our research is to conduct this review on technostress specifically in the university environment and student and staff. So the study explore the concept and dimension of technostress and its prevalence among students and staff. So, which was the method of our study? We conduct a systematic literature review, and we focus on technostress in the university environment, students and staff. The review aimed to provide an overview of technostress, and it begins with a bibliometric analysis and using VOSVIR, that is a program online. And VOSVIR enable us to do a co-occurrence analysis and ensure robust findings. So the process involves identify relevant studies on technostress in university and developing a search string with the key terms. The string is in the slide that we used. The stopped platform is used for data collection, and a combined search query is employed to gather a relevant document. So after screening and eligibility process, we collect a final data set of 248 publications in English language from 1986 to December 2023. So now. Okay. And in the slide, there is also a graph that explicates the process and the method that we used. Okay. We use also VOSVIR, but we use also a descriptive statistic.
Excuse me, ma'am, just a gentle reminder that 10 minutes are over. So please, can you wrap up the session?
Okay. To the findings, it's okay. Result? Ma'am?
Sorry?
Yes, you can go with the direct results. What are your results? You can discuss, please.
Okay, descriptive statistic that, okay, you can see. the result. So the result was that with the post-severe, we entered inside the data set and we identify 3 main clusters. So in the slide, you can see the result from post-severe and the 3 clusters that are in 3 colors. So a cluster 1 in red color, cluster 2 in green color, and cluster 3 in blue color. And now I want to show you the 3 cluster. So the cluster identify the main items and the discussion inside the academia setting. So we call the first cluster, so the red color, techno-stress in students during the COVID pandemic, and the papers that are inside in the cluster examine the sudden transition to remote learning and the psychological impact on students to adapt to online platform, underscore the need for psychological support and training. The cluster 2, so the green color, we call it techno-stress in university students, and delve into the challenge encountered by university students in using online platform, and emphasize the importance of technological support and training provided by university administration. And finally, the cluster 3, we call it study protocol in students with the techno-stress, focus on developing solutions to address techno-stress among students, including improvement in user interface, design, and the involvement of university administration in fostering a support learning environment. So our research is with some research limitation, like all the research. And the first one is data limitation, because we use the only Scopus data set. And also, so the data, the choice of the Scopus, and also the data set is only on scientific article written in English. For future research, we suggest so exploration of alternative search database, so also web, easiest web of science, examination of other language, so not only papers in English, deepening empirical research, and considering of other university contexts, so not only setting a university, but also other contexts. So thank you for your time and attention. I'm sorry I do very fast in the last four slide. Please, I leave our contact, and if there are some question, comment, I am at your disposal.
Yeah, thank you. So can you briefly explain what is the working of your system?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, can you briefly explain what is the working of your system, how it works?
How do you work? So what?
Yeah, I'm asking about the proposed methodology. Is there any flow?
No, I think no, there isn't.
Okay, okay. Okay, fine.
Any other questions from the session, Chair?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for presentation. I have one query. Like in a methodology, initially you have taken around 1,000 papers. Then during screening, this screen. During screening, it
Okay.
reached up to 554, and finally you have selected 258 papers. So just I'm curious to know what are the reason and what are the filter criteria to remove out some of the paper.
Yes, because when we put inside the string, there are a lot of type of papers. So we have to physical um, okay understand the abstract of the paper and the title of the paper, and after we read the title and the abstract, some paper we have to delete some paper that are not on technostress, are in for example are on stress, but they don't use the word technostress. So we consider only on the specific word technostress, and also because we delete all the papers that are not in university setting. And so there are a lot of paper on medicine, on things
Yes,
that
got it.
are not
Yeah,
in the okay in our
yeah,
in research. So we
yeah. Thank
delete
you.
by ourselves. So
Okay, means human intervention is required. There is no such tools already available that have used for the same purpose. A human, like a person, has to read out the paper and decided and need to decide whether need to be included or not, like that.
yes, we did. We are in five, so we did the five times. So I did the, for example, the first 10, and after I did the I read the first 10 title and
Oh,
abstract.
got it, got it, got
My
it.
my okay. So
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We can go ahead. Richa, then we
okay.
can go ahead. We can take the next presenter.
Yes. Just a quick.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. So now I'd like to call upon Mr. Raghav Sharma for his paper titled Deep Information Extractor, a multi-purpose information extractor with shifted vectors pre-processing methods. Sir, you may please start your presentation.
Thanks, Richa. I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know if it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Raghav Sharma, and my paper title is Deep Information Extractor, a multi-purpose information extractor with shifted vector pre-processing method. Okay. So in this presentation, we will go through this outline. We will go through the introduction, motivation, advantage, and the different data set that I have used to evaluate the proposed model, and then proposed approach, pre-processing, proposed model, then the loss function that we have used in this work, then result, and the limitation in the future. Okay. So information extractor is the task of automatically detect some kind of information from the text. It could be raw, unstructured, semi-structured data set, and where we have to extract the desired information from that text. So there is lot of information extractor available in the present world. But the problem with those extractor, they are domain specific, or they are designed for a particular task. In this proposed work, we try to develop a model that can work with any kind of uh, data, and it can work in multi domain also. Okay, so the motivation, as I come from the industrial background, so we wanted some kind of model that can work with any kind of data set. It should not change with data set to data set, or we should not.
Sorry for interruption, Raghav. You can just go with your method, what you have adopted, and
Sure,
data
sure.
set and images we have taken and now you have implemented. So that will be
Okay,
very good for all the listener to get the knowledge.
okay, sure. Okay, so here in this paper we have four key points: pre-processing, then our proposed model, then loss function, and the part of speech that we have used in the embedding. So we will discuss it one by one. And this okay, so these four data set we have used. So as we are claiming, we want model that can work in a multi-domain. So that's why we have picked different domain data sets. So you can see here we have Conal and BKM, which is related to location, person, and organization. Then we have a data set bioinformatic that is related to disease and chemical. Then we have data set fashion brand that is related to fashion items. Okay, so this is the proposed approach. In its So whatever the text we will apply in the model, we will convert it into the embedding. That those embedding is trend embedding, and then we will convert in the pre-processing embedding. So it's a pre-processing method that we are using, and we are converting the pre-trend embedding in the pre-process embedding. So
So Raghav, it is the input is image or simple text.
simple text. It's completely NLP based, so it's text only.
So in any real application?
Real application, yeah. So we have tutored like tweets, and then basically in the current world, whatever the information will come in the mainstream media, before that it will come into the social media. So we can extract the information directly from the social media, like Twitters, like Facebook, and we can extract those information from them, like some kind of natural calamity is there, some kind of incident happened. So those kind of information we can automatically extract from the Twitter directly.
So why you have not taken the tutor dataset directly?
Tutor dataset is there, but this is not limited to only tutor. As this is only just one use case, we can use it for different information extraction also. So
That's agree, that no issue. But the tutor dataset is also freely available. Why you haven't not tested your model in the dataset?
yeah, okay. So we have tested that model on tutor dataset also, but due to this, because it was available for personal purpose only, we didn't take it the commercial license, so we could not publish it. So I've tested on it, but I cannot show it here.
No, there are thousands of papers that results are on the tutor data.
Tutor data, okay, like tutor data is there, but I'm not sure they have the ground truth or all these things. So that's why we have taken this data
Okay, no
set.
issue. Go ahead. Please go ahead fast.
Okay. So this pre-processing, okay, so generally the model, what they use pre-trend embedding directly, or they use two or three pre-trend embedding in the concatenated form. So what will happen, and if we will use it in the concatenated form, the problem, it will increase the dimension of the data, and it will increase the computational complexity. So that's why we have used pre-processing. It is using pre-trend embedding, two or three pre-trend embedding, without increasing the complexity, computational complexity. Then this pre-processing embedding will go to the RNN model, and it is a combination of encoder and decoder, where the encoder is made up of y-directional LSTM, and decoder is made up of unidirectional LSTM. And then we have multi-head attention layer, fully corrected layer, and the output. Okay, so we will discuss it one by one. In the pre-processing, we have used three techniques: mean distance method, vector shift method, and the part of speech additional shift method. And the means distance method is simply just the average value of two or three embedding, and the average value element wise. And so in that case, if we have 768 dimension embedding, so if we are taking the average, it will not increase the it will not increase the
Yes,
time.
Raghoya, they are standard. Okay, you can go ahead. You can with the results now. What are the results you received?
Okay, so this is the proposed model, and one more thing that I want to highlight, the class weighted loss. Okay, so in information extractor, we always have the kind of problem with unbalanced data set, because we have to predict some data set, all the other word will go to in the class 0. So there will be always unbalanced data set. To handle this, we have used the weighted loss. So we are putting the weightage to the class where we want to predict. So suppose we have 64, we have a simple sentence, and we have 64 word, and where the 4 word belongs to class 1 and 60 word belongs to class 0. So what this loss function is do, it will penalize more when it got predict wrong class 1 in, and it will penalize less when it wrongly predict the class 0. So that's how it handle the unbalanced data set. So in that case, we don't have to worry about the balanced data set. It can handle, we will handle it with the help of loss function. And this is the result of our model. So you can see here the die, we are calling it a die. So this is the proposed model, and it outperformed the Verta and Diverta in most of the cases. And then we have this is the different pre-processing technique, and this is the different pre-processing technique. And here we have used combination of two pre-processing technique, where it outperform all the other performance of the all the other models. And then limitation and future work of this. So we have some limitation, we are working on it. So currently it
Okay,
can
okay. Okay,
handle
Raghav, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
We can go ahead with the question answer session. From my side, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, from my side also okay.
Richa, you can please please accept another presenter.
Yes, sir. We can move on to the next presentation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Raghav, sir. Moving on to the next presentation, I'd like to call upon Mr. Jairu Pramesh for his paper titled Examining the Effects of Static Personality Traits with Dynamic, Affective, and Emotional States on Depression Severity. Sir, you may please start with your presentation.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? I'm just going to share my screen. Give me a second. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jairu Pramesh, and my co-authors are Abdullah Sandeepan, Professors Rafat Abu Rukba, Dr. Asif Sagarun, and Dr. Fadi Alul. And I'm from the American University of Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. So the pipeline is that I'll be introducing the problem and why this is a relevant problem, moving on to the methodology that we have done, and then we'll move on to presenting the results and discussion. So depression is a debilitating mental health condition affecting approximately 280 million people worldwide. It is a multifaceted condition, manifesting as persistent feelings of sadness, mood fluctuations, emotional dysregulations, and sleep disturbances subjectively across different individuals. And it's in studies, it shows relations to certain personality traits, although this is seemingly inconclusive, which is what promotes the
Yeah,
motivation.
Ramesh, sorry for disturbance. So it is well understood topic, I think so. And please go, we can move on the methods
Okay.
and the results, whatever you have did.
All right. So the main surveys that we're using is self-reported by the users themselves. And these self-reporting techniques are called the experience sampling method. And we'll be using this to study depression and personality. So I'll move on to the methodology. So we have, so in our study, we seek to examine the relationship between depression and individual personality traits recorded prior to the ESM activity and during the ESM activity as well. So prior to the ESM or experience and sampling process, we have the static personality traits, and during the ESM, we have the transient affective and emotional states. So the data set that we're using is called DAPPER, and it's compiled with 142 participants, 64 males and 74 females with a mean age of 21.5. And this is collected over 5 days, actually, not 5 years. The time and collection as well as individual information is not preserved. The baseline metrics that we use are the BDI, which is the Beck's Depression Inventory. We use the Big Five personality traits. We use the self-esteem scale. We use the self-concept scale. We use the meaning in life questionnaire and the positive and negative affect scale, PANAS, as well, in addition to the valence and arousal, which is momentary and transient. So after pre-processing and removing invalid records or incomplete records, we have a total of about 3,789 events. And the number of events for each participant averages around 18 to 19. So the psychological metrics of interests are emotional valence and the PANAS, while the others are personality traits. So the
Yeah, how
methodology
you collected the data?
So the data set is publicly available as of last year.
Okay.
We were not the original collectors of this data set. We are only processing them.
So is it available on Kaggle?
It's available on Nature Scientific Data.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and the link is provided in the paper as well.
Okay.
So we use simple statistical analysis in terms of the multivariable logical regression to find the best fit model and depict the correlation between the dependent variable, which is depression scores, and the independent variables, which are the different personality traits as well as the emotional states. So we examine the effect of each psychological scale before the ESM activity is administered, so sort of a pre-test, and during the ESM as well. And we adjust for each of those metrics to avoid confounding influences on the results. So the results are reported with odds ratios and 95 confidence intervals. And in prior to doing this, we also use the Wilcoxon rank sum test on all the variables to study their difference between the populations with respect to the depression score. And we found that there is a statistical significant response between some of the variables. And these variables in particular are the the conscientiousness, openness, extraversion, and self-esteem, as well as negative affect. So these were significantly different between both the populations of depression. So in terms of the population of depression, we look at moderate depression and severe depression because these are the two facets that's not particularly studied, and current studies do differentiate between healthy, completely healthy patients and extremely severe patients where the difference is more pronounced. So our first analysis on the pre-ESM activity shows us that self-esteem and the negative effect were significantly associated with severe depression, and no significant associations between some of the individual traits were noticed, but the self-esteem, which is influenced by the other five personality traits, were significantly associated with depression. In the second study, which is during the activity, as in these are daily activities and these are average scores given by the patients themselves or the students, indicate that both the negative effect and the self-esteem scale is once again associated with severe depression, not just moderate depression. In contrast, the other variables do not provide much increased discernibility between the two states. This brings to light that individuals can be inclined towards propensity of depression severity based on both static and dynamic traits in terms of the negative effect, as in how they perceive different events as they're happening, as well as their prior understanding of self-esteem that they may possess. In conclusion, our work is in concordance with previous work in both machine learning, statistics, and psychology about how depression occurs with negative effect and how people perceive them with decreased positive implications, and the fact that negative effect increases with depression severity, as well as it's connected to depression symptoms due to rumination and overthinking on these facets. The limitations in this study include that there was no information provided, as in if these participants were undergoing any sort of psychological counseling or medication prior to this, and this information was not available from the authors as well. So this is unknown, and it could inform some of the results, but we are not sure. And finally, in moving forward, utilizing these information as sort of prior information can inform machine learning models to encode more information about subject-specific conditions such as self-esteem and, once again, negative effect, and help improve the performance of machine learning models. Thank you, and I'm open to questions.
Yeah, the question is why the MLR model has been chosen for the implementation.
So the MLR models were chosen mainly because we have a simple values of simple numerical data, and we have two categories, which was the severe depression and moderate depression. So it felt sufficient enough that this would reveal patterns.
Okay, and is there any benchmark comparison? Because I have not seen there.
No, we didn't have any benchmark comparisons.
Okay. Yeah, done
Moving
from.
forward, would you suggest any benchmark statistic test that we can use to improve this?
I think you have to go with the research survey then.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. You can go ahead, please. Icha, we can take the new.
We move on to the next presentation. I guess sir is not in the meeting. So, Ms. Vidya Ashok, ma'am, please can you start with the presentation?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, just a minute. Is it visible? Can I proceed?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Uh, I'm Vidya Ashok, working as assistant professor in Manipal Academic of Higher Education, Dubai campus. My paper is on technology as a tool to enhance development of skill set in autistical individuals, specific to female gender. We are here considering only the female gender. So I have taken few case studies and we have visited one of the center over here to understand what is the need of them and to proceed with it. Here we have gone through a basic understanding of what is their disorder spectrum. There are different levels of spectrum which was available when we went and met them. So we found out what are the basic difficulties that they faced, and specific to female gender, what are the difficulties that they have. Then we understood, we have gone through certain papers also. In that, there was a clear disparity which was happening between a female gender as well as the when you compare that with the male gender, even in kids. So we found out those details and then we started working on this paper, and how exactly one gender is of getting it. It's a common disorder, but still when we closely monitor it, we could finally understand there's a difference between one gender and the other gender, and how could we improvise that using the technologies which were available. So these are the basic challenges that we saw. First was the social challenges. The kids whom we met were very soft and they were very much shy. They were not very friendly, and they were having like they are getting into themselves with the level of stress and the depression, which is not good for them, as well as they cannot proceed further ahead. And next thing we what we noticed is disparity in the healthcare. Usually what happens is female gender disparity, or the female gender problem is being very lately identified. Like if you compare the statistical information also, the IQ of female gender who has this disorder is actually less than compared with the male, because of certain features that they feel that they are left alone, and if they wanted to specify that there is a problem with them, it leads to their stress. And the basic thing is the educational stress. What happens is every kid has got a individual talent and they have a different specific interest, but what happens in the reality is they have a very common standardized topic which they don't want to do it. They are not good with adaptation of or change. So these were the basic challenges we faced. And the next thing, once if they are educated and they are going for the employment, they are not good at social interactions, and they are not immediately responsive also in the workplace environment, and they don't want to move from one place to other place. These were the challenges that we faced. And parental support, the basic feature, the basic need of the hour is the parental care. They need to understand what the kid actually wants. So our technology is not a standardized one. What we are going to do is we are going to have a discussion with LSAs. So they LSAs will be giving a clear description, basic behavior about the kids, and based on that, the app is going to give you the options, and based on that, their skills, especially what is the need for them, what is the objective for them, it'll get fulfilled. This is one persona. I have just changed the name. One persona that we could get it from a small kid. She is very good. She is very good in understanding. She is very good in reading, and she loves to read. She is very good in writing skills, everything. But only thing is that she is very shy in speaking. Basically, what happens is she cannot speak words properly. So that's the reason she wants to keep everything within herself. So we just thought like she is actually 12-year-old kid, and the basic problem with her is uh, she has a difficulty in communicating with others, and whatever if she communicates, it may go wrong. That was the basic intention of her talks that we could understand. And this one case study analysis that we did with I just saw it in online. So we were just going through different case studies. Since I had gone through this girl with the speaking difficulty, I went with the case study details of one 3-year-old girl. She also has the same problem with pronouncing the words. So how the LSEs has improvised their skills in pronouncing the words. This is the basic the case model that we have made. Application will be given, and you can build your own character, and based on that character you're choosing, you can choose either to go for reading, video, or the writing skills. And based on the interest and this app is it's particularly for a individual. So if
Yeah,
I'm
sorry
going
for
to give my
disruption. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Vidya. So this is the app that developed by you or it already available?
No, it's under development actually. My students are developing it.
So what is the technical and scientific contribution of your work?
Actually, we are concentrating more on the motor skills, where uh, uh, students have got a problem with they're not able to communicate because that they're not physically active also. So we are concentrating on 2 3 areas. One is the fine motor skills, where my camera will get projected, my app camera will get automatically on, and it will show me the images, or I can show a content writing kind of thing, so that a picture will be immediately given, and the kids will start saying something. So those will improvise me, and as a parent, as well as a LSA, they can evaluate the uh, performance of the kids. So it's basically an app, but the app will have
So
a
who is
technique
going
of
to who is going to evaluate the performance of the kid as a
LSA,
human?
LSA.
LSA
Yeah, yeah,
means
LSA. Yeah, LSA are the people who are particularly trained for this.
okay
They'll
means
be
just
closely.
okay, just you are taking the image or video from the camera and somebody is analyzing it as a human being. So
N-
it is
No,
only
it's not
platform.
basically.
Okay.
It's not about just analyzing what the video is actually. It is about we are projecting, we are giving the video, and we are giving the work to the kids through the technology. Since basically, if you give the worksheet, or then they get really bored to do it. But if you give them mobile phone, the kind of interaction that they have is good. So what we thought is, okay, we'll let them have it. We have analyzed the pros and cons of it. Let them have it, but it in a positive way. So they can choose their own model, they can choose their own ideology, and then they can work on it. And through the games, we are through the kind of activities that we are giving, uh, their interpersonality skills, their fine motor skills, everything is getting enhanced. So what basically happens is they are going to develop the skills
Okay, I
not
got it. I
based
got.
on the
Okay, I
yeah.
was thinking something technical and scientific methods, algorithm you have developed for the same. So I think you are developing
Um,
on a platform to facilitate all those observations.
yes. Actually, we are considering these five parameters. One is
Okay,
if you
that
just
got
see
it.
this, there is a
Okay, you can
yeah.
conclude now,
We are
please.
just
Time is over. You can conclude now, please. Thank you.
okay. So we have charted out certain plans, and we have found out there are some positive improvement on the kids who are having a less tantrums and all those things, and their skills are getting improvised. And the negative outcomes, we could easily feel that when we are giving a mobile phone, there's some pros and cons, and the inclination towards the speaking was more. At the same time, they completely stopped writing, and their hand eye coordination and all those things are getting affected because of that. So these were the basic negative outcomes that we saw there. And future directions, we are proposing this idea, this model for them to enhance their skills with additional features. So we are trying to include extra features so that it will be no human intervention is needed to analyze the or to grade themselves. So they themselves can grade it, and the system should evaluate it himself, and then the system should give the suggestions by itself. So that's the model that we are working on actually.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, actually, I'm not understood how it is female gender specific.
Actually, here there are a few things that we are considering with the bad touch, good touch, and basically we read a newspaper article which clearly specified that the IQ of autistic females are very less when compared to the male kids. That was the article description which has been given. And the second thing what we understood is usually female kids are not diagnosed, or they're not immediately taken to the hospital if they found it something like this. So the treatment, the procedure they start will get delayed.
No, I
So ultimately
understood the
what happens
philosophy,
is
but not understood how the system will work with all these things.
so we are basically focusing on them. It's about especially for the female, like a soft kind of games and like like when we say as a human, then the fine motor skills also, we are not going for any hard skills. We are just going for a soft skills where they can just do a kind of painting, like they can with the hand only they move it
Okay,
so
okay,
that
fine.
things
Yeah,
comes up. So that's the thing.
okay, okay, I'm done.
Uh,
Yeah, please
thank
Thank
you
brief.
you.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So now moving on, Mr. Frank, are you ready for your presentation?
I hope so.
Yes.
Is the
You may
screen
start.
is the screen visible?
Oh, yes, sir, it's visible.
So the presentation now, everybody sees my presentation?
Yes,
So,
sir.
okay, so I start with it. Okay, my name is Frank Moses from the University in Rostock in Germany. My research topic is information security in small public sector organizations, and the main thing is from this of this presentation is the design and evaluation of our procedural approach. A small agenda, introduction, literature, the FATS framework, the evaluation, the summary, which one slide each section here. The introduction is we have the finding is that we have the automatic processing of data and information plays a key role in the small, medium-sized enterprises and also in the local governments. And we have a lot of processes that are significantly supported by information and communication technology. And due to the legal requirements such as the GDPR or the
Sorry,
German
sorry, Mr. Frank. We can just skip all these things and just jump to
okay.
the
So the
work you have
research
done.
question, yeah, no problem, no problem. The
Yeah, please go
research
ahead.
question The research questions are: what are the obstacles to the introduction of an ISMS in the small public sector organizations? What are the legal requirements? And are there suitable or appropriate approaches for the SPSOs? The simple answer is no, they are not. We have 85% of 11,000 public administrations in Germany that they do not have an information security management systems, and the main problem is they are smaller than 50 employees, and there's no expertise to implement for the adoption or the implementation of a complex information security management system. And that's the reason why we use the design science research approach from Havner to do a literature review, to derive requirements, and to make a first approach of a procedural model. And the gray boxes that's that already take place, and now we are in the evaluation of our of the different artifacts. One important thing is the literature review, and we found more than 60 important success factors, hindering factors or obstacles to the implementation of the information security system. And that's why we want to solve with our approach. And the literature, the 16 obstacles or hindering factors, we summarize it in this figure. So we have seven main things: the compliance, the finance, the organization, strategy, human factors, risk factors, or the technical factors. And in the end, we get 12 important steps that we have to solve with our approach. And this is with this and the help of TOGAF, we developed this approach. We have these 5 layers. There's the compliance, all the processes, the business processes in an organization, the different applications, IT infrastructure, and the facilities. And with these 12 steps and the circle of the 12 steps, that's the approach we developed in the last 5 years. And we have in the last 3 to 5 years, we had different test clients which we tested this approach, and that's the entire approach. And we developed the software, and the basement of the building is the enterprise architecture management with all these different things, the architecture, the technical architecture, and so on. And then our approach in the middle of the picture, and the software layer with and above this is cybersecurity architecture with the plan, do, check, act phase, and that acts as a flywheel, and it drives the ISMS via the axle you can see here in the picture. This is our approach. We developed in the last 3 to 5 years, and we tested in the research field. So, and the main thing of my paper and my presentation is the evaluation of our design science of our approach with the help of the FETS framework, framework for evaluation design science research. We developed evaluation strategy, and with different episodes, and the episodes of literature review and the laboratory experiment are already done. And so we have the test in the naturalistic environment, the survey ex post, and the expert interviews. And we did it with these 24. That's the first 24 test clients we had here in the German small and local government or administrations, and we did we carried out the project with the help of this approach, and in the end I got what should I say? We supported these 45 test clients with the implementation of the ISMS. And during this time, we have further improved this approach and especially the software, and the usefulness of the artifact was proven in this way. All the test customers were able to set up an ISMS, and they improved the ISMS within the last 3 years. So it took 2 years to develop the approach, and the software. And after these 2 years, we have time for at least 3 years to help these test clients to implement the information security management, to improve or their information security, or to be more resilient. That was one of the important goals. And the summary is we have these 25 test clients we conducted in different levels of local governments. Here, as you can see, this is from we have in Germany there's a federal state, so we have different federal countries, and we try to get 24 test candidates from different countries to secure our results. And so we have now 175 clients in the test group. That's 1.5 of the 11,000 administrations we have. And so we tested the new prototype procedure that was used, and we did a cross-case analysis to find patterns in the different countries where we can defend the organization against hacking attacks or something like that. And now we have companies in the test group outside the public sector to check out the process model in this domain. It is necessary for the further improvement of the prototype. The limitation of the study is it's only focused on the German public sector, but our plan is an explanation to Austria, Switzerland, or Luxembourg, or the Netherlands, because these are countries with federal states where the law is the same, and the public municipality, the public administration has to follow the same rights or the law. So, and the main result is that we find out that we had increase the resilience in the organization, and the adoption and the diffusion of the ISMS in the organization take place in the easy way. And it's very important because of the circumstance we have here now in Europe since the war in Ukraine. The attacks against especially the public organizations or critical organizations increase day by day. And so we have one of the main things is that we have the right information now and the right time and the right format to do the strategic, tactical, and operational things to make the company a better company. And yes, we have a lot of more research in the ISMS in small and medium organizations. That's the result of our research. And now, thank you for your information, for your attention. That's the literature we use to develop the 12 steps and of the approach. And I'm ready for further questions.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. Yeah, no questions from my side. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Yeah, really, it was a very detailed and good presentation. I really appreciate your work, and my best wishes with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, sir. So moving on to the next presentation.
Honorato, please.
I would like to introduce Mr. Honorato. His paper titled Modeling and Simulation in Temperature Control in Milk Coagulation for Cheese Production Using Fuzzy Logic. Sir, you may start now.
Yes, please. Please compart teacher. Please.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Mi nome è Onorato. I'm from National University of Moquegua, Peru. My presentation is modeling and simulation and temperature control in milk coagulation for Edam cheese production using fuzzy logic. The authors study and produce two ratio milk for Edam cheese productions. On batch with pasteurization and on batch with pasteurization. For the first about the raw milk was pasteurized at 16.5 Celsius for 5 minutes and the cooled to 35 degrees Celsius. They then inoculate started culture lactocasies 1 for 108 CFU per mil and rennet. The milk is mixed and kept for approximately 30 minutes. After coagulation, the curd and cut and the whey removed. In the production of which case, the temperature the milk must approximately 30 degrees Celsius for coagulation with use of coagulated enzymes and calcium chloride additives, nitrate and aneth. For cutting curd parts on the way is removed to which quality of warm water at 36 degrees is added washing for branching the grains, which allow reducing the lactose content and improving synersis, which with moderate agitation and blanching is complete, they separate from the whey and the present continuous and room temperature, driven by cutting, shaping and pressing and the taking of the brine at controlled temperature research dirt Edam. Objectives, modeling and simulation is temperature controlling milk coagulation for Edam cheese production using fuzzy logic, considering as input variables temperature and pH and output variables. Water stem and milk coagulation time is the what cheese maker. Methodology using the recommendation for the works of research Paco and Rahman Field's bibliography review of the production of Edam cheese is carried out by the parameters of temperature, pH, and time, and the coagulation of milk and the production of Edam cheese continues with the use of artificial intelligence, fuzzy logic, applying the fusification of variables this allows the obtain logic and very used results, and which the temperature control and the coagulation of milk. In the cheese, what the production of Edam cheese is proposed 20 to 14 degrees. Is the membership and the set points of 3 Celsius. Membership functions, and which is programmed for each temperature variation. There is a responsive of the amount of water steam to stabilize the temperature up the set points. Next, we continue with the creator of operation roles. One, if temperature degree of Celsius is cold, then water steam is high. If temperature degrees Celsius is set point, then water steam is medium. If temperature degree of Celsius is hot, then water steam is low. If pH is high, then time minutes is low. If pH is set points, then time in minutes is set points. If pH is low, then time minutes to this height. Continue with the test with the system where they can verify the results with the simulation part of the fuzzy logic. Then we proceed with the programming in the LabVIEW software using fuzzy logic carried or provision for this. We use the from panel and the block diagram panel. The front panel includes virtual temperature instruments, temperature indicator, water stem value indicator, virtual pH meter, pH value indicator, stop water. In the block diagram panel, the installation of the load fuzzy system and fuzzy controller was completed. The corresponding connections were made. Results and discussions work as we carried over the Fuzzian interference system. It was possible to create temperature and pH controlling with water steam vapor responsive to stabilize the set point temperature degrees of Celsius and time used and sites coagulation for the cheese for coagulation of milk. For Edam cheese production is a similar way to richer projects carried out by the authors. Where references of control variables specification, relevance, basis for the system and justification for controlled variables were presented in GIS, what as can we see figure 1. Input variable temperature, cold temperature 20 for to 3 optimal temperature 3 to 3 13 5 or whole temperature 35 to 45 and output variable time short time 10 13 minutes optimal temperature time for coagulation 13 2 or 14 minutes but time 14 15 minutes typically it is repeat in term 2 for time mean responsible time low 10 to 13 optimal temperature 13.
So just a quick reminder that 10 minutes are over, so you'll have to wrap it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next, figure 2 can in input variable pH, optimal range is pH 4, 2 or 5.5. Time 14 minutes. And rules, its temperature is cold, the water steam is high. Equal next. And test system presents time, temperature, time or temperature or time water steam. Next pH for the time and minutes. It is from panel for controlling temperature and connection of hydrogens, Jones, pH, and the milk or for coagulation and the cheese watt. Virtual instrumentation and connection of inside the Willy Lopes structure. Simulation, temperature,
Yeah, so sorry for interruption. Can we conclude it now?
Okay. Temperature 14, 45, 4, 33, 3, 13, 20. No? Low weather steam, low, medium, high weather steam. And concentration hydrogens, pH.
Yes, can you please conclude the topic?
Okay, thank you. Conclusion is the research work, the modeling and simulation of temperature and pH control has been carried out or responsive and the outlet on the values of water for steam and the time used in the coagulation of milk and cheese or for production of Eden cheese when the expected results were allowed on the simulation system using intelligent, in this case, with fuzzy logic and the LabVIEW software. No. LabVIEW software has made the graphical programming is for use with the need for a linear program. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Richa, is there any next presentation? Sir, do you want to ask any questions?
No question on my side. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 1 second. Mr. Rachid, are you in the meeting?
Yes.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Uh,
So you can present next.
okay. I will share my presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, visible. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, hello everybody. My name is Rashid Kara, and I'm glad to present you our work today entitled predicting political affiliation of Moroccan parties through analysis of electoral programs for the 9th International Congress on Information and Communication Technology. We will start with an introduction, then we will present the methodology. We will present after that the results and discussion, and finally we will conclude. The initial step for a voter's decision-making process is distinction the political orientation of parties, emphasizing the need for clear distinction between programs presented by these political entities. We conducted an analysis of the political programs of 6 primary political parties in Morocco, the first 6 political parties. We want to determine whether their political proposal could be effectively classified within the framework progressive conservative. Okay, donc political parties are important actors in the political system and are necessary to a democracy to function. Their primary responsibilities include creating public policies, representing citizen interests and viewpoints, and also helping to oversee public affairs. Political parties are significant because of their capacity to facilitate. Wait, yes?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but can you please go to the actual proposed system and results?
Okay. So this is classification. Okay. As you all know, TF-IDF plays a crucial role in extracting meaning insights from text data by assigning the importance of terms within documents relative to the entire corpus. Okay, so that's what we have used here. For the methodology, we choose the first 6 parties with the most seats in the last election. We collected the data from their political programs. Programs are not all written in the same language. We found 2 problems when collecting the data. First, the election programs are not all in the same language. It was either in Arabic and French or just in Arabic. So we have chosen to translate everything into English. The second is the size of data. There are parties that have a very detailed programs, while others do not. For parties with small data sets, we searched and added previous electoral programs. The goal is to have data sets that are balanced in size. So also we have used the cousin similarity. I will pass because it's just literature. So we have choose. It is important to note that the notion of progressive and conservative depend on the regional context. It can change depending on the history of each country. However, the progressive conservative framework that we have used extend beyond national border, allow for comparison between political movements and parties worldwide. And it gives a simple and direct intuition and idea about each party. So after our pipeline, we have this first table that contain keywords for party P2. As you can see, keywords are value, religion, reference, ethical, and reform. There is more affinity between the word ethical, for example, and conservative. O.3 versus O.2. We can do the same for P3, for example, where the keywords are popular, village, support, young, and tradition. And the same thing for example, for this P5. We are not. We have choose to to make the parties anonymous, because we are not interested in the parties in themselves, but in how to can we classify them. So we use this notation as P5, P2, etc. So we group the result. We can classify them in these two categories. There are P1, P2, and P3 for conservative, and P4, P5, and P6 for progressive. The findings align accurately with the classification self-identified by Moroccan parties and their associated affiliation, what we call ground truth classification. We have also used the TSNA for visualize these keywords in a 2D dimension. It reduced the dimensionality with by using likelihood and the optimization by reducing the dimensionality of the representation of the words. As you can see, it is clearly a separation between progressive words and the blue in pink, and the conservative words in blue. Okay. Pink versus blue. In the exception of the word politic.
Okay, please conclude your topic.
Okay. So we have do the same with the llama, with the by using prompt engineering. We have do the same by using this pipeline summary, and after that we have generated five keywords, and we tell them by prompt to classify them as progressive or conservative. So we can conclude that our evaluation indicates straightforward method and simple method like TF-EDF can improve effectively when dealing with a limited number of documents. However, it is not always the case. The EDF approach often necessitates human intervention to eliminate and penalize a frequent word like politic, for example, etc. In the other hand, using prompt engineering, it's more accurate and give better results and can be and have a potential to be for automation. There was successful we were successful in our study to answer the question: can we classify the political parties, only by their electoral program? And thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for the presentation.
Okay.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, no questions from my side. Yeah.
Thank you, same here. Thank you.
Okay. Um, now, I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this 9th version and all the previous 8th versions of this conference. We will be happy to have you in the 10th version in 2025. All the presenters will be given the digital certificates via mail within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already been forwarded to the Springer. The publications will be live in 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICICT 2024. I also thank our session chair, Ms. Anuradha Yenkikar and Mr. Vivek Tiwari for chairing this session. This is a token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team ICICT 2024 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you for your valuable presence. Now, before we end the session, I would kindly request you all to switch on your cameras for a quick snapshot. Can everyone please switch on the cameras if it's possible? Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Richa. Thanks
Thank-
all the participants.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.